Science-based lifting is a scam. I'm going to do some bench pressing and then explain to you what I'm talking about. Because I got to do something between sets. I guess most people think science-based lifting is this new thing because people call it science-based lifting. But what the science-based gym bros don't tell you is any way of lifting weights that produces results is science-based. We don't call it that when we're old, but my God, where would we be? I mean, Arnold must not know anything. Jay Cutler must be stupid. Ron Coleman, he's ignorant, right? How did those guys do all that without science-based lifting? Because if you look up the word science, it really just means you're looking and observing, checking results, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. I could mention a lot of names, but just the three I did. Guess what? They didn't all do the same things the same way, but they got the results they needed to be great at one thing, bodybuilding. And yeah, they all did it different ways. So when you got a science bro, and he's telling you you got to do it this way, he's wrong. That might have worked for him, and he got results, so you can call it science, because it kind of is, right? But if you're not getting the same results, you might want to try some other things. So what I just did wasn't just some random, decided today to do that kind of thing. I've got a notebook. I track what I do, progressively overload as it gets too easy. And it could take 2 weeks. It could take 3 weeks. I didn't just start out doing that. But I didn't also just do this massive jump since last time either. That's basically the same weight I lifted last week. You saw us a little struggle toward the end. I'll do it till it's easy. Then I'll add 5 or 10 pounds. And I'll do that with everything I do because I'm writing it down so I kind of know what's going on. And, at the end of the day, I guess that's science. But I don't call this science-based lifting. It's just the old tried and true moving metal, moving objects, moving people, whatever you got to do to get stronger. And, I'm not going to put my nerd glasses on, break out a chalkboard and do it all like that. Because those people go overboard, guys like Jeff Nippard, because he knows there's a market for it. So he can title everything science-based way to do every little thing from, he has a science-based gym layout or something. Science-based machines, It's like, look, if you're moving weight and you're getting stronger, that's what science is. Experimenting, finding out what works. Now look, if you don't know absolutely anything at all about lifting weights, sure, listen to a bunch of people. But don't assume that any of them, or all of them, or even one of them, is going to be the only person that's going to get you where you want to go. Some of that's just going to be the part that you're trying to avoid by trying to be science-based in your lifting. You're trying to avoid work. That's what science-based people sometimes are doing. They're trying to avoid work. And you can't avoid the work. The only way you know this works, see, it's in the name, is if it works. And you put in the work to tell if it works. You can't just guess. You can't look at somebody else and say they did it. It's just not going to happen. So where I'm at, I'm trying to do 5 reps today, right? If I get to 4, does that mean my system didn't work? No. Maybe I'm tired today. If I do 6, is that a problem? Not really. That's my signal to add weight next time. But if 4 or 5 is all I get, I just stay here. The only way I'm going to know if I can do this weight is to do the weight. Don't let some dork with a calculator and a lab coat tell you it's got to be some other kind of way. And you got to do the work. That's all there is to it. You can't shortcut the shortcut. You want to get big and strong, lifting heavy weights is the shortcut to that. That's the shortcut. Sorry if you're hoping that there was something else, you know. I mean, some people try needles and stuff, never been into that. I don't know, but for some reason, the only way those guys got to where they were wasn't that, it was the work. Just, you know, figured I'd tell you what I think about science-based lifters right now. Nothing triggered it. You know, I didn't run into one today or anything. It's just one of those things where you hear it and hear it and hear it. And the guy that's telling you about it, he looks pretty good. But then you try doing 1 rep or 1 set instead of 3 sets or 10 reps. And you wonder why you're not growing. Well, you're not putting in the work. That's all there is to it. Do different work, do more work, do better work, quality, quantity. Sometimes you gotta do quantity. People don't want to do quantity a lot of times. That's hard work. So this is set 3, and we'll see, is it gonna be 4? Is it gonna be 5? Is it gonna be 6? I guess we'll find out. You won't know what you can do until you go and actually try to do it. That's the whole point. So if I get my foundation right, got a good push off from my legs, got everything lined up, shoulders pinned into the pad, trying to twist the bar in half, you know, I'm doing all the steps, doing the mechanics the right way. Now let's see what kind of results we get from it. Guess I need to add weight. Before the set, I didn't know. It's been a long week. It's been this, it's been that. You don't know until you do the work. So next week, 5 more pounds, I guess. Don't let the science-based clowns fool you. Go out and have a good day if you want to.